G'day, my name's Clayton Fraser. I live up in Cardrona Valley. I've got the Rabbit Hole coffee cart here and a little retail store over there called the Valley Depot.
I'm Willie Skirt, farm owner in the Cardrona Valley.
So my name's Kelly Sparns. I own the Cardrona horse trekking and quad bike tours in Cardrona Valley.
I'm Anne Lockhart and this is my husband Blythe Adams, and we own the Wairau homestead in the Cardrona Valley.
Hi, my name's Elaine Quovatis. I'm the operations manager of the Cardrona Hotel, and I'm in just charge of running the pub side of the business.
COVID has affected the business quite substantially. This time of year we would generally be getting at least sort of 60% of the clientele would be Australian. However, I think there has been an increase in New Zealand, so domestic tourism.
50% of our farm is tourism driven, so it's really hit us pretty hard with overseas car testing, etc. But markets have been affected, unfortunately, with the way COVID's gone overseas for our wool and our meat. Lucky enough, we're actually farming and we've got livestock, so that tops the other side of the business up. We didn't have to, we've still got a stream of income, which is quite lucky.
It went from go to woe. So my days were, for a few days there, consumed with cancelling and refunding people. Went from having 15 horses down to 9 and having 14 quad bikes down to 8. We just moved with what the market was doing and with the decreased numbers through the door, and have survived through that way with the wage subsidy being a major help.
We have largely an international market, especially in summer. In winter we're probably 80% Australian, 20% New Zealanders, so we've lost that
80%.
Yeah, that 80%.
Basically our market came from the UK, the States and China. We've lost it all.
Mm-hmm.
Most significantly, obviously, closed us for about 10 weeks. Although the time frame wasn't the worst possible because we go into our slightly slower period, it certainly affected a number of our clients' wedding plans. In those first few weeks back, we just got our systems ready to deal with level 2.
The next steps are to expand the retail section and in time develop a backpacker lodge at the back of our property and an indoor trampoline / recreational facility.
Hope like hell they get a vaccine, I suppose, to open the borders up and then get these restaurants open so the high-end restaurants serve our meat again.
It's just so day by day as well, so we just don't know what's around the corner, so it's a little bit of uncertainty. I run the tourism office in Queenstown, so this is part of my everyday life, is assisting operators to repivot.
We have to look at what we're offering people. Is that exactly what they want? Things change. What we were doing 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, with COVID, people's likes, wants, needs change. So we've had to do perhaps a price adjustment, not hugely, but just price to the domestic market and be ready for last minute bookings.
I guess we need to wait and see. We're going into traditionally a time frame where we rely a lot on overseas client base. So travellers coming in their shoulder season, our shoulder season, they're going into winter from the Northern Hemisphere. And of course, those people aren't coming to try and get the domestic market to come through. And certainly over the winter, they've well and truly made up for the independent travellers from overseas that didn't make it.
We've been living in the valley, my family and I, for just over 3 years, and we absolutely love it. It's a great area to be able to just pop over the hill to Arrowtown, still fairly close to Queenstown, but obviously only 15 minutes down the road to Wanaka, so you get best of both worlds.
The valley is very special to me, really. Like, I'm the 5th generation to farm the farm, so when they first came here, it was 1872, was when our first ancestors came here and started farming this land. So, it's always been in my blood, and I always wanted to come back to Cardrona because that's where I love to be, and what better place could there be?
Well, have a look around. Picture tells 1,000 words, doesn't it? It's just the most beautiful spot. It's a great location as far as having the ski fields all around us, as well as having the beauty of the area.
It's the one place you can run around in a pair of gumboots 1 minute and put on your best shoes the next minute and don't feel out of place in either of them. It's the people here, the history here, it's just the environment, the climate, you name it, it's 9 out of 9, on the basis there's no such thing as 10 out of 10.
We can run our business, we can interact with lots of fantastic people that we meet from all corners of the world, and then we can go down to the local hotel, also meet people from all corners of the world, but also meet up with our neighbours.
Well, I think it's just an iconic place that you either learn to love or you don't. I've worked here before. I worked here in 2007 to 2010, and it just sort of becomes a part of who you want to be. It is obviously got its own ambience and its own character that can't be replicated. It just is what it is, and that comes from years of doing business here in its own way. The valley's grown around it, and the hotel has grown, but it's grown, I think, in a really organic way that keeps it true to its form and is an asset to the valley. It is the center of this little community, and it continues to be that, and we hope it does going forward.
Cardrona is my home.
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 Cardrona is our home.